My friend, the greatest secret to success lies not in luck, nor in circumstances, but in the power of your own mind. And today, I will reveal to you why one invisible talisman, carried by every man and woman, determines whether you rise to greatness or sink into defeat. Stay with me, because in the next few moments, you may discover the very key that separates the rich from the poor, the leaders from the followers, the fulfilled from the broken. You too carry this talisman. On one side are the glowing letters, PMA, positive mental attitude. On the other, the destructive symbol, NMA, negative mental attitude. Which side faces up in your life today will decide your destiny. Think about it. How many times have you started strong, full of energy, only to give up after one setback? This is the story of millions, and it may be your story too. But here is the truth. Success belongs to those who keep the talisman turned toward PMA, no matter how fierce the storm. Imagine right now, what if the only thing standing between you and financial freedom is your mental attitude? Would you choose to flip your talisman right side up and hold it there, unshaken, unstoppable? Let me share with you a powerful story. There was once a racehorse named John P. Greer. He had been trained, groomed, and destined to challenge the greatest racehorse of all time, Man o' War. The crowd was electric. The two horses ran neck and neck, every muscle straining, every eye watching. For a brief moment, John P. Greer pulled ahead. Victory seemed his. But then, in the stretch, Man o' War's jockey struck with determination, and the champion surged forward. Man o' War won by 7 lengths. But here's the lesson. You must never forget this. John P. Greer was so broken by this single defeat that he never truly raced again. His spirit, once strong, had collapsed. He became a shadow of his promise. Now pause and ask yourself, how many people live exactly like John P. Greer? They start with dreams, they taste a setback, and then they surrender. Their attitude flips from PMA to NMA, and from that moment, they live as has-beens. Don't let this be you. Don't let one failure define your life story. During the roaring 1920s, men became wealthy with speed and confidence, but when the Great Depression struck, thousands of them lost everything. Not only money, but hope. Their talisman flipped to NMA and they never returned. They had riches, but they lacked resilience. Yet remember this. Wealth without PMA is a house built on sand. One storm and it falls. You see, my friend, success is not about avoiding failure. Success is about refusing to stay down when failure comes. The man who maintains his PMA becomes unstoppable, because every setback becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Think carefully. When hardship comes, will you flip your talisman toward fear or toward faith? For the vast majority, the truth is painful. They have never even begun to tap the power of their positive mental attitude. They drift through life as if powerless, when the very secret of abundance is already inside them. Here is the great news. You can learn PMA. Just as a child learns to walk, just as an athlete trains his body. So can you train your mind to stay positive, powerful, and profitable? Every successful man I have studied, every leader I have known, every millionaire who rose from humble beginnings, what did they have in common? A positive mental attitude. This is not a theory, my friend. It is the common denominator of success. Think of S.B. Fuller, who rose from poverty by the sheer power of PMA. Consider Tom Dempsey, who, despite a crippled leg, kicked the longest field goal in professional football history. Or Henry J. Kaiser, who built Liberty ships at record speed. What fueled their victories? It was not luck. It was not chance. It was PMA, an unstoppable mindset of faith, courage, initiative, and determination. Ask yourself, if they could rise above limitations, what excuse remains for you? The day you recognize PMA for yourself is the day you meet the most important person in the world. Who is he? Not your neighbor, not your competitor. The most important person is you. And the quality of your future depends on whether you master your talisman. Let me make this clear. PMA is faith, integrity, optimism, generosity, courage, kindness, and common sense put into action. NMA is doubt, fear, selfishness, and defeat. Which one will you choose? Picture your goals. financial freedom, health, happiness, love, prosperity, leadership. Do you believe they are possible? If yes, you are already turning your talisman toward PMA. If no, then NMA is robbing you silently, without mercy. But here's the greatest news. You can flip your talisman today, right now, this very moment. Many will hear these words and nod, but only a few will act. Will you be among the few? And pause for a moment and declare to yourself, I will master PMA. I will keep my talisman right side up. My friend, never underestimate this. Your invisible talisman decides your income, your influence, your relationships, your health, your happiness, and your very legacy. And remember this, every principle of success, every single one, works only when combined with PMA. Without it, you are defeated before you even begin. Now, as you continue with me in this journey, you will learn the formula for keeping your mind positive in every circumstance. This is not just motivation, it is a science of the mind. It is the path to wealth, success, health, and happiness. Do not miss what comes next, because once you grasp the power of PMA, you will never again wonder why some succeed while others fail. You will know, and when you know, you can change your destiny. And when you know, you can change your destiny. But knowledge alone is not enough. You must act upon it. You must live it. You must breathe it. For the man who understands PMA and yet refuses to apply it is no better than the man who never heard of it at all. Ask yourself right now, will I just listen to these words, or will I act on them? Consider this truth. Every moment of your life, you are choosing whether your invisible talisman points to success or to failure. Whether you realize it or not, you are always choosing. If you dwell on doubt, fear, criticism, and excuses, you are flipping to NMA. And NMA is a thief. It robs you of wealth, of health, of opportunity, of peace. But when you deliberately choose faith, courage, persistence, and generosity, you are turning toward PMA. And PMA is the magnet of abundance. It attracts opportunity, wealth, relationships, and success. The real difference between the rich and the poor, between the leaders and the lost, is not in money, education, or even talent. It is in attitude. Do you believe you can? That belief alone may change your life. Do you believe you cannot? Then you are already defeated. And pause for a moment. Which belief dominates your mind today? I tell you this. Your thoughts are living forces. They shape your destiny. If you fill your mind with images of success, confidence, and prosperity, your actions will align with those visions. But if you fill your mind with fear, worry, and failure, your actions will betray you. The law is clear. What you think about, you bring about. Consider the men who built empires. Did they start with unlimited resources? No. They started with limited means but an unlimited attitude. They kept their talisman turned to PMA, and the world bent to their persistence. Think of entrepreneurs who lost fortunes but rebuilt them greater. What kept them alive? It was not luck, it was PMA. Now let me ask you, how often do you surrender at the first sign of resistance? How many times have you said, "It's too hard," and walked away? That, my friend, is the voice of NMA speaking through you. But you are not a slave to NMA. You can silence that voice. You can choose a higher one. Every setback contains the seed of an equal or greater opportunity, if only you hold to PMA long enough to see it. This is not mere inspiration. It is the universal law of compensation. Life pays the price that you demand, but only when you approach it with a positive mental attitude. Look around you. Every invention, every skyscraper, every fortune ever made began in the invisible workshop of the mind. Thoughts became plans, plans became actions, actions became results. And here is the secret. Only PMA fuels that transformation. NMA kills it before it begins. So I urge you, train your mind as you would train a champion athlete. Fill it daily with positive thoughts, affirmations, and images of success. Reject negativity the moment it appears. Let me challenge you for the next 7 days, keep your talisman strictly on PMA. No complaints, no excuses, no fear talk. Only faith, only persistence, only action. Will you rise to this challenge? Because if you do, you will witness a shift in your life so dramatic that others will call it luck, while you will know it is the magic of PMA. Now let us be practical. What does it mean to apply PMA every day? It means waking up with gratitude instead of grumbling. It means seeing problems as opportunities to grow. It means treating every person with respect, because you never know where your next opportunity may come from. It means believing in your goals so completely that obstacles become irrelevant. Remember this: every time you think, "I can," you are building momentum. Every time you say, "I can't," you are building chains. Which do you prefer to carry, momentum or chains? Stop for a second. Imagine your future 5 years from now. If you live with PMA, what would that future look like? If you live with NMA, what would it look like instead? The contrast should shake you awake. You are the architect of your future. The bricks are your daily thoughts. PMA builds a palace. NMA builds a prison. Which are you building today? Great wealth, happiness, and influence are never accidents. They are built deliberately with a positive attitude that never yields. You will never meet a millionaire mindset combined with negative thinking. That is why so many men gain wealth quickly but lose it. They built money but not attitude. And attitude is the true foundation of lasting success. So guard your mind as you would guard your treasure. For truly, your mind is your greatest treasure. Now let me remind you, every story of success I shared, from S.B. Fuller to Tom Dempsey to Henry J. Kaiser, proves the same truth. They turned their talisman right side up. They refused to surrender. And that is why their names live on. Will your name live on? Or will it vanish with the millions who surrendered to NMA? The choice is yours. Do not wait for tomorrow. The talisman is in your hand right now. Flip it, choose it, live it. You see, PMA is not just a principle. It is a lifestyle. It is the heartbeat of every success story. And when you combine PMA with other principles of success, definiteness of purpose, persistence, self-discipline, imagination, you become unstoppable. Imagine a life where obstacles become fuel. Imagine a life where setbacks become lessons. Imagine a life where every defeat only prepares you for a greater victory. That life is waiting for you on the side of PMA. So tell me, which side will you live on? As you continue with me, you will discover the formula that locks PMA into your daily thinking. Once you master it, you will no longer flip between positive and negative. You will stand firm no matter the storms. And when you do, success will no longer be a dream. It will be your reality. Stay with me, because in the next part, I will hand you the very formula by which you can keep your mind positive for life. Miss this, and you may miss your destiny. Embrace it, and you will master the invisible talisman forever. And that mastery, my friend, is the true key to wealth, health, happiness, and freedom. Every day, life presents you with crossroads. One path is paved with fear, doubt, and hesitation. That is the road of the negative mental attitude, and it is crowded with the masses who never rise above mediocrity. The other path is carved with courage, faith, and determination. That is the road of the positive mental attitude, and though fewer travel upon it, every traveler becomes a leader, a creator, and a beacon of hope. The choice between these two roads is not a one-time decision. It is a decision you make every hour, every conversation, every thought you allow into your mind. Think carefully. What road are you choosing right now? What road did you choose yesterday? Because your present condition is nothing more than the harvest of your past choices, and your future condition will be the harvest of the seeds you plant today. PMA is more than just a positive outlook. It is the very foundation of success. Without it, no amount of money, no level of education, no network of connections can give you lasting achievement. With it, even the most ordinary man or woman can climb to extraordinary heights. This is not mere inspiration. This is a law of human progress as unchanging as the law of gravity. Let me remind you of the principle of attraction. Your mind is a broadcasting station. Whatever frequency you choose, whether of abundance or poverty, of faith or fear, of courage or doubt, that frequency is transmitted into the universe. And if you radiate PMA, you attract opportunities, relationships, ideas, and wealth. If you radiate NMA, you repel them. Consider this. How many doors in your life have remained closed simply because you expected them to be closed? How many blessings have you missed because your attitude blocked the signal? Think about the people you admire most, the leaders of industry, the innovators of technology, the builders of nations. They did not wait for perfect conditions. They created conditions. They did not cry over obstacles. They transformed obstacles into stepping stones. And this alchemy was possible only because of their PMA. Now here is a secret I wish to deliver to you directly, as if I were whispering it into your very soul. PMA multiplies everything it touches. It multiplies energy. It multiplies faith. It multiplies persistence. It multiplies wealth. Conversely, NMA diminishes everything. It drains energy, it destroys courage, it corrodes relationships, and it ensures poverty of both pocket and spirit. Which multiplication table will you choose? That is not fate's choice, it is yours. Think of the American dream. At its heart, it is nothing more than PMA in action. Men and women from every corner of the world came to America with nothing but belief in possibility. They did not bring castles, they built them. They did not inherit wealth, they created it. They did not wait for permission, they declared their independence through their mental attitude. That dream is not dead, it is alive in you if you will embrace it. Let us bring this truth closer to your own life. Do you want financial freedom? PMA is your greatest investment. Do you want health and vitality? PMA is the strongest medicine. Do you want love and respect? PMA is the charm that attracts it. In every sphere of life, career, relationships, health, personal growth, your mental attitude is the master key. And here is the best news. No one can take it from you. They may strip you of money, property, or position, but they cannot touch the one thing that guarantees your comeback: your positive mental attitude. Now listen with intensity. PMA does not mean you will never face hardship. You will. Every man and woman destined for greatness must be tested. But with PMA, every hardship becomes training. Every trial becomes preparation. Every setback becomes the setup for a greater comeback. Without PMA, even the smallest challenge becomes defeat. That is the difference. Look back through history and you will see the fingerprints of PMA everywhere. Success has been written. When Abraham Lincoln failed in business, lost elections, and faced repeated tragedy, he did not surrender to NMA. His PMA carried him through to become one of the greatest presidents the world has ever known. When Thomas Edison's experiments failed again and again, his PMA turned those failures into steps toward invention. When modern entrepreneurs lose millions, their PMA equips them to rebuild empires. You may be wondering, how can I strengthen my PMA today? The answer is both simple and profound. Guard your mind as you would guard your most precious treasure. Feed it only with thoughts of possibility, gratitude, and faith. Surround yourself with voices that uplift, with books that empower, with mentors who challenge you to rise higher. Refuse to let the poison of negativity enter your gates. This is mental discipline, and like a muscle, it grows stronger with use. Let me leave you with a powerful exercise. Tonight, before you sleep, write down 3 victories of the day, no matter how small. This trains your mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. In the morning, speak aloud one statement of faith in your own power. Today, I will succeed. Today, I will see opportunity. Today, I will win. Repeat this daily, and your subconscious will align with PMA until success becomes your natural condition. My friends, the difference between the man who conquers and the man who is conquered is not luck, not chance, not education, not background, it is attitude. One cultivates PMA and masters destiny. The other indulges in NMA and becomes a victim of fate. Your life's outcome is not written in the stars, it is written in the thoughts you choose this very moment. So I challenge you, stand tall, lift your head, and declare to yourself that from this day forward, you will live with a positive mental attitude. For with PMA, no goal is too high, no dream is too distant, no obstacle is too great. PMA is the secret weapon of champions, the invisible force that has built nations, created fortunes, healed the sick, and raised ordinary men and women into immortality. Embrace it, and the world will embrace you. Radiate it, and opportunities will chase you. Live it, and your life will become the masterpiece it was always meant to be.